Well, welcome everyone to our second online class. It's 6 o'clock at night here in Brisbane. It's great to have you all here. Thanks for coming. I know it's early in the morning for you guys in Europe, in Africa. But yeah, good morning. Great to have you. So the way that we're going to do this, like the first time, and by the way, we're recording the online class for those that want to listen to it again or are not able to be here right now. But yeah, the way we're going to do it, I will discuss what I know about KYC in the first half of the online class, after which please raise your hands, ask your questions as far as KYC. You can ask me questions about KYC on PingSale. I will tell you all that I can. There are certain things that I'm not allowed to discuss for security, but anything else I'm more than happy to discuss. And just, after you ask your questions, if anyone else wants to add anything, their input, their tips, what they look for, when checking KYC for projects, please, you're more than welcome to do that. The class will last at most 1 hour. I think we've got a lot of material to discuss, but let's see how we go. Just, a very friendly conversation with the members of this channel. And don't forget, at the very end, we will have a special announcement about the channel. It's something very important, very special, that I think it's going to define our future as channel. But without further ado, let's start with our online class today, which is all about KYC. KYC. So what is KYC? KYC is short for know your customer. And if we have a look at the actual definition of know your customer and what that means from Wikipedia, basically know your customer is that process by which organizations make sure that they verify the identity of the person that they are doing business with. So basically, they want to make sure that they know who you are or who the business is that they're doing dealings with, so that they can be sure that then the governments where they operate cannot prosecute them for not doing due diligence against money laundering. So why is that a problem? Why do they have to do that? Well, because money laundering is a huge issue. And money laundering is the process of changing huge sums of money, usually, but also little ones, that come from crime or from terrorism, and then making them look like, good money. Money that is clean. That's why it's called laundering. You're cleaning the money, so you don't see that the money is coming from drug trafficking, prostitution, selling illegal weapons, etc. But it looks like it just it's in your bank account because you work for it. So that's what money laundering is. Basically, every country on the earth, pretty much, not everyone, but most countries on the earth have laws against money laundering, and doing KYC for these platforms or other businesses is a way to prevent money laundering happening on their platforms. At least a way to show the governments, the regulators, that they're doing all they can to prevent that, whether that's the case or not. So yeah, it's also important to discuss the fact that KYC is done or is requested at times, both from the projects that are actually launching a project on a platform, such as, for example, PinkCell, but on platforms like exchanges, like Binance, they require KYC from users, from traders like you and me. So KYC is done done depending on where you are, which platform. It can be either for the project itself or for the investors. Some launchpads or exchanges only allow you to buy into a project if you have done KYC. Now, with Binance particularly, this has been more and more prevalent, where they, in order to abide by international laws and the laws of the countries where they operate, they have really pushed the KYC much, much more. Until a couple of years ago, you could trade, I think, $50,000 a day without need of KYC, just an email address. Then that went down to 5,000, and I think now it's down to 500, if any, maybe not even that. But they became very strict. And why is that? Not because they, all of a sudden they became so concerned about preventing money laundering, although I'm sure that they want to do that. But more than anything else, they don't want the governments to ban the platform in their countries. Okay, so again, how is the verification done? When we talk about KYC, know your customer, yeah, it's all good. We understand what that means. But how is the actual verification done? Let's say that there's a project going to PinkCell, for example, or yourself going to a platform like Binance, and they ask you for KYC. What do you actually have to do? Well, on good platforms, these platforms partner up with professional KYC organizations, one of which, probably personally, I think one of the best ones is Verif. So Binance have got their own that they use. Blockchain.com uses Verif. I think Uphold, another exchange, uses Verif. PinkCell actually uses Verif as well. So when a project wants to get that famous KYC badge, they go into a private group with PinkCell people, and I'm in there as well, of course. And then they are sent links to this platform, Verif, and that's where they do the verification. What does the verification look like? I'm going to show you a video from the platform itself. So I'm going to share my screen now, and let's see if this is going to work. So let's just do this now. Screen. So I think you should be able to see my screen soon. Can you see my screen, guys? Please just type yes or no if you can. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Oh, thank you, Akim. Sorry. All right, so let's do this. It's a big mess, but I'm going to do this now. Okay. Now, let's watch a verification together. Hopefully it's going to work.
I'm Patrick from Verif, and I'm here to show you our verification process. We'll go through it step by step, highlight some of the awesome features, and show you why verification doesn't have to slow down the silence. So, let's get started. When your customer needs to be verified, you'll send them to our flow, where they're asked to select their ID document type. We currently support over 8,000 documents, so they should be covered. Once they've done this, they're asked to take 1 or 2 photos of their documents, depending on which type they chose. In this example, we're using a US driver's license, so we need a photo of the front and back. While your customer takes their photo, we'll let them know if anything is amiss, if there's anything on the document we can't see, or if the photo is too blurry. We call this assisted image capture. Once everything is perfect, they can take their photo and then confirm that everything is clear and visible before submitting their image. Next up is a selfie, no filter required. Once again, we give on-screen feedback while they're taking the photo to make sure their face is fully visible and they're well lit. And once everything is perfect, they can snap the selfie, confirm everything is fine, and submit their image. Just in case everything wasn't quite perfect, we'll provide feedback on the images instantly. But with assisted image capture, this is now a rare occurrence. If needed though, your customer has a chance to retake their images after our feedback and get everything spot on. Once everything is fine, we confirm the verification from our side and your customer is sent back to you so you can confirm you're happy to welcome them aboard. And that's everything. Identity verification done in seconds when you don't need this voiceover anyway. If you'd like to know more about Verif, visit verif.com or contact our sales team using the link in the description. Thank you for watching and happy verifying.
Okay, so let's stop this. So we're back here. So I hope that was clear. That's what the verification looks like on a platform like Verif. When you do the verification, if you've already done KYC on exchanges, you don't actually realize that you're going on Verif or another provider. It's seamless. From Binance, you are sent into to another page. The page opens up, and you don't know. You still think that you're on Binance, but you're actually not. You're on Verif or one of the competitors. Now, thank you, Daniel. So these organizations are compliant with all the privacy laws in Europe, in the US, around the world, and they have AI that matches names and documents. So basically, this is the most advanced way that we have right now to verify documents. Now, it's very important right now to make a point that we're talking about KYC, which is very different from doxing. Okay, we discussed this during the last class. So KYC, as we've seen just now, is document verification. You go to a platform or on a platform like Verif, you show your documents, you take a screenshot, you prove that you are the person talking, and you prove that with your document. Doxing does not mean that. Doxing simply means, for example, I could dox myself right now. I could put the camera on, and all of a sudden I dox myself. But you don't know my name. You don't know my surname. You don't know where I'm from. You don't know where I live. That's not KYC. Okay, so if I was to do that, if I was to dox, I can still scam, and you just got my picture. You got my face, you got my voice, but nothing else. However, remember that I could have paid an actor to do this. I turn the camera on. You think that you're seeing me, you're seeing Pip, but you're actually seeing an actor. So doxing is not as good as KYC. In fact, doxing, if you ask me, means absolutely nothing. KYC, if done on a reputable platform, is what you want to have, because, and that's why it's important for us as investors. It shows that the project stands behind their product or service. They're ready to put their face, their name, their reputation behind it. And if you are sure that that's the real person, that this document, if something happens, then you can actually prosecute that person. You can start legal proceedings wherever they are, in whatever country they are in the world. And even if you're somewhere else, you can contact Interpol or other police agencies and chase that person. So remember, KYC beats doxing every single time. KYC is what we need. But now, why did I say if you do KYC on reputable platforms? Well, because there are many KYC platforms where they say, KYC with so and so, that are not reputable at all. Some platforms they do their KYC, or their KYC consists of charging 3, 4 BNB, 5 BNB, whatever it is, 2 BNB, asking the person to send the document on Telegram, and that's their KYC, and then they keep that document. Now, the big problem with that is, how do you know that that document, first of all, is real? Unless you have experience checking documents of every single country on the earth, how do you know that document is real and it's not a fake? Secondly, how do you know that that document is not stolen? How do you know that that document hasn't been sold thousands of times on the darknet by someone, and it gets unsold all the time, and you think that you're talking to that person, but you're not? So in that case, KYC means nothing, absolutely nothing. So it's good to know. It's good to make this point because not all KYCs are the same. In that case, guess what's going to happen? That project is going to launch on whatever launchpad, not on Pincel, but on another launchpad, saying, KYC with these people. And they're going to rug because they haven't given their real identity, the real documents, and they couldn't care less. So for us, it's very important not only to check that projects have done KYC, but to check where they have done it. Now, why am I saying this? Because I'm very passionate about this. I think that where I work at Pincel, we have got the best KYC process in crypto. And why do I say that? Because not only we have partnered with a platform like Verif, because obviously we don't have the expertise to check every single document around the earth. We're not Interpol. So they do that for us. But at the same time, we also have our own system, in-house system, where we ask them to verify the documents with Verif, and we get an answer whether the document has been tampered with, whether it's real, whether it's fake, and we get that feedback pretty much straight away. So immediately we know, there's a red flag here, or we know for sure that it's stolen, so we refuse the KYC. But even if the document is proven to be fine, to be okay, we have a long list of other requirements that we ask the person to give us in our private chat to prove that that person is indeed the person behind the document. And obviously I can't tell you what that list of those requirements are, but I can tell you one thing: it's a daily fight. It's an ongoing fight to be smarter than the cheaters, because these people are just cunning and just nasty, and the moment that we've got something going on, they will try to find a loophole so that they can still scam, they can still beat the KYC system. Unfortunately, Saul, myself, and the other people on Pincel are always a step ahead or 2 steps ahead. So if we think, there's a new product out there, and perhaps a scammer might use that to bypass the KYC, or in some ways we're not going to be 100% sure that we can control that system anymore, we're going to introduce new measures. And to be effective, it has to be a proactive system. So we always introduce new systems, new measures, new things that we ask. That way we know that when we give the KYC badge, heck, that KYC badge, we stand behind it, because we know that the person that is speaking to us is indeed the person in the documents that we have. Okay, so that is as far as KYC is concerned. However, big point, and please, friends of the channel, please remember this. I know that most of you already know it. Once we have KYC, once we know that a project that is launching a pre-sale or fair launch has done KYC with a reputable KYC provider like PinSale, is that it? Can we go and be a degen ape and ape as much money as we want, sell our house and put all the... Hell no. Why? Why not? Is KYC the cure to all scams? No. Because even if we have the documents of the person, and even if we are 100% sure that we have the documents of the right person, just imagine if, and this is in no way a racist comment, or in no way I'm thinking that one country is above another one. I'm not that type of person. I love all countries, all people, all cultures. I love traveling and get to know everybody. But if you think of the standards of living in certain countries compared to other countries, now imagine that in a country the wage for a worker, a specialized worker, is $10,000 a year. Or let's make it even less, $5,000 a year. Now imagine that person has created a project and the pre-sale reaches $500,000. Now, do you understand? Can you see now that all of a sudden that person, even if they've done KYC, there is a huge temptation to say, to try their luck. Say, yeah, they've got my documents, but heck, I can change my life. I've got enough money here to last me one lifetime, 2 lifetimes for me and my children. I don't care. I'm going to try my luck. I'm going to scam, and then I'll try to travel to another country, or go and try to disappear, buy a fake document, and create a new identity. Whatever you see in the movies, or whatever, things like that. Now, all of a sudden, because they've got so much money, those things become real. Because let's be real. Let's be realistic. If you have enough money in the world, you can do whatever you want. You can buy fake documents, you can buy a new identity, etc. So, is KYC the cure to the scams? If we see KYC, can we be certain that that project, that person will not scam? No. That's the answer. We cannot be certain. We cannot trust anyone. And the sooner we realize that in DeFi, in crypto, we can't trust anyone. You can't even trust myself. You can't trust people. If you trust me, you're doing wrong, because you don't know me. You don't know who I am. I could be the nastiest person ever. I'm not, and that's why you're here listening to me. But that's the point. We can't trust anyone. And the sooner we realize that basic point, the sooner we protect our finances even more. So please remember, just seeing KYC badge doesn't mean that the project is safe. It does mean one thing. Again, if it is a KYC done from a reputable platform, it means that the person has decided to put their real name behind the project. But that's all. It's not a force field protecting that project from being a scam, from being a rug, from cheating you in some ways. I think it was very important for me to make that point. We've been trying to discuss this on PinSale main chat many times in our channel here. But please remember this, guys, because it's being DeFi, be decentralized finance. the onus is on us to make right choices. And even then, even when we make right choices, we can still get hurt, and we all do, and I got hurt many times. But please remember, KYC is good. I want to see it. If I don't see a KYC badge, I will not invest, full stop, but it's not the end. KYC needs to be taken into consideration with many other aspects, and we discussed those in the first class. And if you have missed that, please go through the pinned posts, and you will find the first episode of our online classes discussing what to look for in a project. Now, it's just another minor point before I open the microphones to you. What about when we have to do KYC with a platform like Binance? Well, it's one of those things. KYC is there for a reason, and the reason is there are a lot of very, very bad people on the earth, criminals doing, as we said before, drug trafficking, prostitution, terrorism. Therefore, countries, obviously, police forces have introduced these systems like KYC to make sure that these people are not able to launder money, dirty money. At the same time, people like you and me that are not criminals at times feel a little bit, we feel that KYC could be a huge invasion into our privacy. Because why should I tell you that, Binance, why should I tell you that, I am the one trading Doge and, buying Doge at 0.01 cent and selling at 30 cents? That's my business. Why should you know who I am, where I live, and potentially also sending that information to my tax office if you're asked? Because make no mistakes, if they are asked by the government to give out details of a person, they will. If they have to decide between you or staying open in a country, there's not even a moment of hesitation. They will always sell you first. So see, it's one of those things. When we do KYC, we really have to be aware that whatever we do is public, can become public at least. If the government where we live asks for that information, the platforms will be obliged to give it to them. So that's a very important point as well. And that's why DeFi, where you just operate with your MetaMask or Trust Wallet, and on decentralized platforms, decentralized exchanges like PancakeSwap, Uniswap, SushiSwap, ApeSwap, etc. That's why DeFi doesn't have that. How long is that going to be the case? We don't know. Governments are really trying to make KYC compulsory everywhere. We'll just have to wait and see. But at this stage, be aware that if you do KYC with a platform, whether it is a trading platform like Binance, FTX, Bitmart, or whatever, or another platform in crypto world, your documents will be disclosed to the governments if the governments ask for them. So it's, on one side, we want the projects to do KYC. On the other side, we just have to be wary that, when we do KYC, we expose our private details to our governments and to other people as well. And remember as well, one thing, these platforms are not 100% hacker-proof, as it's been shown many times. The details of many people, their addresses, their credit cards have been hacked and then made available on the dark web, the dark net. So all things to take into consideration, to think about when discussing KYC. Having said that, I think enough of my voice. I'm sick and tired myself of hearing it, let alone you. Do you have any questions? Please raise your hands and ask any question you might have. If I know the answer, I'll be more than happy to discuss it. If not, we can discuss it together. If you have points or tips that you want to discuss about KYC for projects or yourself, please go for it. So let's have, first of all, Saul. You're unmuted, Saul.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thanks for the great opportunity. First of all, I must commend you for your great presentation. Well,
Thank you.
You can hear me, right? My question
I can.
is about...
Thank you.
Yeah. My question really is about your project. You see, did you consider community feedbacks or requests during the creation of your product in order to expand on fresh ideas for your project?
Sorry, you've dropped out. Can you ask again, please? Can you ask again, please?
Okay. Do you consider community feedbacks or requests during the creation of your product in order to expand on fresh ideas for your project? You get the question?
I do, but I think you're mistaking this for an AMA for a project. This is just an online class.
Okay. So how do you plan to promote your project? Like, I want to know more about it. Like, how do you plan to promote it? Like, to invite more people to your community. How do you plan to do that?
But by having classes, online classes like this one, where and other things. But yeah, I think you're mistaken what this is. But yeah, thank you anyway for being here, mate, and for being part of our community. Let's see if we can get DOJ here. DOJ, please. You're free to talk.
Yo, Pete.
Hi, mate. How are you?
I'm good. Just laughing from the previous question.
That's a bit of a giggle for everybody, I think.
I guess a lot of people like AMS too much that they don't even know it's different. Yeah, Pete, I just want to ask a quick question.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. In an instance when a project that has done KYC robbed, and you guys normally say that clients should pursue legal pursuits like that. In an instance when someone incapable of doing that, or you cannot even afford to do that, is there a means of reaching out to the KYC company and trying to get them to do the pursuit for you, or are they free?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Sorry to interrupt you. I thought you had finished. Do you still have something to say?
No, I think you get the question already.
Yeah, I do. Thank you so much for asking that. That's a very good question, DOJ. Okay, not to ask the KYC company. For example, let's take the example of PinkSale. A project does KYC on PinkSale. They RAG. You can't go to Verif and ask Verif for the documents. You need to ask the company, let's call it company, the organization that has launched the project, because they're the ones that have got the relationship with Verif. So you ask, in this case, PinkSale, and in this case with PinkSale, we have the scam reporting channel. Investigation starts. If they we find out that they actually have scammed or defrauded, then we make the documents public. Now, what can you do with the documents? As you said, in some countries it's quite expensive actually to start a legal case, and that's why some people think that they are immune to the law when they do that. However, there are several bodies around the earth and also in crypto, and that actually have put links that you simply have to go to that page, fill in a form, with all the documents that you have, the information you have, the pictures that you have of the person, and then they will chase them and they will try to create a case against the person. Now, I don't have these open in front of me, the links, but I will find them and I will post them in the chat. That way, we all have them handy if this happens to any one of us. So yeah, great question, because it doesn't matter whether you have $1 or $1 million, you should still be able to dob these people in, to let the authorities know that this person has done something bad.
Okay,
So
thank you.
That's all. Thank you. I'm just taking notes. So post links to scam reporting agencies. Done. So I've got that. That's awesome. Thank you. Great point. I had not thought about that at all. Good. Thank you. Okay, let's have Helta. Unmuted, Helta.
Hello, good morning, Pete.
Hi,
Nice
how are you?
I'm fine. Okay, quick question. I want to ask about KYC with regards to international laws. There are some specific countries that does not buy into crypto in their specific countries. And, when you want to do KYC, you need some specific documents from your country, right? Yeah, so in such cases where this country should I say, banned from crypto activities and then they want to be KYC'd, what would be done in it? And I want to ask another question. In a case, I said initially in the group chat, I'm working for a project and there's a token amount that they charged the community members to be KYC'd in that project. I want to ask, is the third party the one in charge of getting the finance for the money, for the KYC? Okay, they say, okay, we are charging $2.3 for each member that wants to KYC. Okay, there are some projects that have been KYC'd or people KYC in their project, their customer KYC, but they didn't charge them. But this one they are charging. Okay, is it a third party something, or is it government included? Because some states or some countries were exempted from that charges, and some countries have to be charged for the KYC processes. So I just want to have some clarity on that too.
Okay. Yeah, another great question. Thank you for asking that. Beautiful. Okay, so let's talk about the two scenarios. You are a project owner, and you come from a country where crypto is banned, but you want to do KYC. There is no other way for you to do KYC. Again, I'm talking of good platforms like PingSale, where KYC is taken seriously. Okay, there is no other way for you to do KYC if you do not present your password. So if you think that by doing that you put your safety at risk, for those countries that have banned crypto, where there's very severe laws against it, there is no other way. So when you do KYC with PingSale, you will be asked your documents, and if something happens, but mind you, we're not talking about a project failing. That is not, all investors selling because they believe some FUD and they sell. We're talking of people that on purpose they deceive their investors, they steal funds, they mint more tokens, they rug. So if you do that, the documents will be released. And if somebody knows that in your country crypto is seen as something really bad, and then they alert your authorities and you're in big trouble, well, you should have thought about that before defrauding other people. But as far as a project instead that already thinks, oh, you know what, I'm going to ask someone else in my team to do KYC for me. That way, I'm going to pay let's say one of my mods $50, and he's going to do it for me. Well, that's where a reputable platform differentiates itself from a non-reputable one. Because in our case, for example, we have systems in place, and again, I can't disclose those ones, but we make it impossible for the owner of the project to do that. without losing a lot of money. So we know that the person that is sending us the documents is the owner of the project and the one in control of the contract. And again, did we get it right straight away when we started? Well, we thought so, but then we thought, oh, there's ways here to get around this shortcut. So we introduced more and more systems, and now we believe that we have it right, and that there's no way to circumvent to get to find a shortcut with this. But other people, other companies, 100%. We know that there's even places where the advertising KYC for platforms, on Fiverr and places like that. We know that they cannot go past our KYC, but with other platforms where they just ask for documents, 100%, they're all fake. And they just, if they can get away with it, they're going to do it, of course. Does that answer your question, Helta?
Yes, it answered my question. But the last question, I think you've not actually dealt with it, which has to do with customers. The project had already KYC'd, right? And they want their customers also KYC. Now, these customers are paying a token amount, very little amount of $2, to KYC. So in this case, some countries are exempted, like let me say the USA, Italy, and some other countries. But countries like Africa, Nigeria, and some countries are paying that amount. Now, I want to understand, is the government regulations, or is it the exemption has to do with the third party, which is, let me say, like Verify, where they have to, get to verify the account or something? Which people are in charge of, exempting this country from paying some certain amount and also exempting the other country from paying a certain amount? And, that's the question. I don't know if you get me.
Is that when project asks you as an investor to do the KYC?
Yes.
Okay. So I think as far as crypto itself, they have no need to know who you are. But if their project, for example, has to do with gambling, and if they want to abide by international law and the laws of the countries where they reside about gambling, they need to make sure that you are over 18. And the only way to do that is to ask you to do KYC. The same thing would be true, for example, in Australia. You cannot buy alcoholic beverages unless you are 18. So if I want to go on a website of a shop selling alcohol, I need to show them and I need to do KYC. I need to show them my driver's license to prove that I am older than 18, and I am just older than 18, just very couple of years older than 18 now. But that would be because of laws regulating other aspects of the projects, not because of crypto itself. Because really, just for crypto itself, in DeFi, there are no laws that require you to do KYC for your investors. Now, if we're talking of buying a new project, a pre-sale on Binance, on FTX, they require you to do KYC, again, because they need to make sure that they can show the governments that they have done due diligence and people are not using that pre-sale to launder money.
Thank you so much. It's
all right, a pleasure. Thank you for asking. Very good questions. Thank you, mate. Okay, let's have the Kryptonian. You're unmuted, mate.
Thanks, Shano. My question about the KYC is that, is it possible for a KYC to be replicated into another project?
Can you ask again, please?
I said, can a KYC be replicated into?
Are you asking? Project? Are you asking if, let's say that you are a project and want to launch a second project? Can you use the same KYC? Is that the question?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Something
Okay.
like that.
Okay. So with PingSale, no. Each different project, we ask for a new KYC. The reason being because of all the security systems we have in place, we need to see that the new contract address is related to that person again. So when I say that PingSale's KYC process is the best in crypto, to my knowledge, I really mean it. It's not just words, empty words. With other platforms, other Telegram channels, they've got a call channel and they say, KYC with us. They once they KYC the person, they don't care. They can do as many projects as they want. We don't think that that's real KYC. We don't think that protects investors, because let's be honest, myself included. If I see a KYC badge, already I feel much better towards investing, and that's human nature. Yes, we've discussed this is not the only thing that we need to look at, but seeing that KYC badge already puts me more at ease. And for us, you need to earn it. We need to make sure 110% that the person that is talking to us is again the same person. The person that did KYC for one project a month ago might have sold their Telegram channel to someone else. That new person is coming to us, say, hey, I've already done KYC. I'm going to open this project now. You don't need to get KYC from me again, but you're not even talking to the same person. So with us, we want to make sure every single time that we are 110% confident we have the documents of the person that owns the contract and owns the wallet. With other platforms, I wouldn't be too sure.
Yeah, because to me, I was thinking about it, that why should someone be able to replicate another KYC? Because it doesn't just make sense at all. It's best.
Sorry, you dropped out. But yeah, I agree with you, and I thank you very much for that answer, for that question. I hope I gave you the answer that that was clear. But yeah, very, very good question. Very good question. See, these are I love it that you guys are asking these questions, because this is how inquisitive, how much we need to not trust anyone in this space. If we do that, we will lose less money, guaranteed. Okay, Miguel. Elmania Miguel, please go for your question.
Hey, Peep. Good morning.
Hi, mate.
Yeah. So, when I just want to ask just two questions. It's kind of like an opposite question, both of them.
Yeah.
So, a person who doesn't want to do KYC, for example, or maybe he doesn't have enough funds to do KYC yet, but yeah, he's a let's say he's a honest project, for example. Yes, we don't know a honest project when we see one, but there are some things we could look up, we could see, and we could say, okay, this project kind of, it sounds authentic. So is there any other, aside from the way they handle their project or answer questions during an AMA, are there other things?
You dropped out, Miguel.
Okay, sorry.
Are there any? I got pretty much everything until the end. Are there any other ways?
Yeah, are there any other ways or any other thing we could still look out to confirm that this project is actually authentic?
Okay. Another fantastic question. Yeah. Can I answer this first, please?
Another question I would like to ask is,
can I just answer the first one, please, because I'm going to forget.
You can go ahead.
At my age, I will forget. Okay, let's do this. Yes, there is, and I understand for example, I said this many times, there is no way I'm ever going to dox. You're never going to see my face. You see my profile picture. That's a very similar, face to mine, but you're never going to see my face. I'm never going to dox. You're never going to know my name and surname because crypto is full of cray people. And also not that. I value my privacy with what I do as far as my finances, and I don't agree that anyone, persons or governments or governmental offices should know what the heck I'm doing with it. So there is no way, for example, that I would ever dox. Now, would I create a project? No, because I'm so busy. I know how much effort it requires to think about the project, to do the pre-sale, to run it, and not only that, I've been here for 5 years with the same username as Pip. I believe that I've got good reputation. I've got a good name. I don't want to lose that. So I would never do that. But if I was, for example, if I decided to run a project, I would never KYC myself. I would never dox myself. Now, if somebody wanted to run a project and they want to show their honesty, do they have ways to do that? Yes, without doing KYC. Yes, according to me, the best way that they do it is by doxing themselves. So you have the camera on all the time. You show that you are the right person. You take videos of yourself, creating the project. For example, if you're doing a game, video yourself developing the game. You want to show people that you are the real person behind the project. You can put a LinkedIn link, although that can be faked as well, of course. But you put a lot of things around you that they show. You invite other people. You do as many AMAs with videos that you can. So you try to do as much as you can to show that you're honest. But again, if it was the first time, I wouldn't be 100% sure without a KYC. If the same person has done a few projects before, then I would be even more relaxed about investing. So it is you get the feeling if a person is honest or not. We all have that sixth sense that tells us, okay, there's something wrong here. There's a red flag, or it's all good. I think we should listen to that much more. However, personally, unless they've got KYC, I'm not even looking at it because I've been scammed so many times, and I'm not doing this anymore. But yeah, there are ways. There are ways, of course.
All right. So, just for the second question, like a person does KYC. Let's say he hosts this project here in Peep Crypto Talks, but then he does his KYC with Pink Sale, for example. And at the end of the day, like you said, he gets greedy and he scams investors. Is it individuals who invested their money in that project are the ones who are going to be like sending that their information, their personal information to the government to search these ones out? Or is it Pink Sale where they did their KYC that's going to be looking for these individuals? Did you get it? You there?
Be back. Should be network.
Okay.
Here I am again. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can.
Oh, okay. Good. For a moment, I thought that the whole online class went offline. But okay, so you ask whether it would be the investors that have to chase the scammer.
Yeah, is it going to be the investors, or it's going to be Pinksail where they did their KYC that's going to be chasing the scammer?
Okay, in our case, at Pinksail, we make the documents public, but we don't actually send the documents to the police agencies because we believe that as far as DeFi, the onus is on each of us to do it. However, we actually we do the investigation, we check whether the project has scammed or not, and if they have done that, we give the documents out for anyone to do it. We also give the links to those agencies that I was discussing before, so that people can just can fill those forms. One thing as well, with us just to send those documents to police agencies, it's one person. Personally, I've done it many times. Personally, on behalf of Pinksail, but we have decided to get the community to do it because those, again, let's be realistic. Those police agencies get probably thousands of reports every day. Now, all of a sudden, if the whole community from Pinksail is sending a report about a particular project, they are more. There's a bigger chance of them taking that particular report more seriously and actually chasing it. So that's how it works with Pinksail.
All right then. Thank you.
That's all right. No worries. Thank you. Okay, a couple of questions still. Heaps of questions. Good. Mr. Jins, unmuted. Hi, Mr. Jins.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can, yes.
Okay. Good morning. It's morning here. I heard you said 6 p.m. where you were when the class.
Almost 7 p.m. now. Good morning, mate.
Yeah. So it's a pleasure to have been part of this class. It's been educative, even though some thought it was an AMA. And to AMAs and all of that. Okay, so more or less, I'm just like trying to appreciate the class and also to ask this. It's a bit weird question, but it's still a question. I tried to comment on the group, but I have this place that says that the admins have restricted me from commenting. So I'm like, wait, do I really need to KYC to actually be part of this group? So that's my question.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Everyone is welcome, no matter where you're from, who you are. Everyone is welcome. The people, the only ones that are not welcome here are bots, except Rose. We love Rose, and scammers and spammers. But otherwise, everyone is welcome.
All right, cool. So if I can be able to comment, that would be lovely.
No worries.
Cool. All right. So thanks for the class. So it's been educated.
That's okay. A pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for participating as well. And you're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you. All right. Thank you so much, friends. I know that there's more people that want to ask questions. We'll have to do it via text because I need to go away now. It's almost 7 p.m. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I did promise a special announcement about the channel, and here it is. Now, first of all, I want to say on behalf of myself, the mods, thank you so much. This channel, I'm still thinking about the AMA. This channel in about a month has got now 730 people, 730 members. We started from nothing, obviously. And then all of a sudden we had 50. We were celebrating 50 members. There's 730 in 4 or 5 weeks. this is fantastic. My idea, my idea for the channel was to share crypto education like we're doing right now today. For me to share what I've learned these past 5 years, at the same time to learn from you, and I am. And the moment that you think that you don't have anything to learn, well, that moment is a very sad moment for that person. I'm learning from you guys every single day as well. However, I think that the channel has a great future. We've already seen heaps and heaps of AMAs. We've seen lots of people coming on AMAs in voice chat. Speaking of which, tonight, 21 p.m. UTC, we will have the Football Lovers token. Please, as many people as possible need to be there. We want to show projects that our AMAs are supported. We know, they all know that these are real people. But yeah, the more members that are there, the more projects will come. The more projects that come, the more we can ask in prizes. And that's my goal. So my goal was to share crypto education, to have as many AMAs as possible where we learn about new projects, where we get whitelists for all of us to be able to access the pre-sale, to get there early, to be able to do a 2x, 3x, 100x. It doesn't matter, even a 2x. It's still great, guys. And to give out cash prizes to people that as well are part of the community. You've seen, and that was a great tip from Akeem, who I want to thank so much for giving me that tip. You've seen that we don't only give cash prizes to the people that ask questions, but we give cash prizes as well to the rest of the community, to the most active members. We created the secret question, all fun stuff like that. I want this channel to be fun, to be a family, we all want to be, friends together. Life's too short to fight or, to not share together. Having said that, the name Pips Crypto Talks was, the name that I thought about it just when I decided, let's try this, let's test how it is. But sincerely, I don't think it's the best name for the channel, because the channel is not just about me. It's not about me talking. It's about us as the community. Not only that, I think that the projects that come here need to understand that we are not just talking about things. We are actual real investors. And I know that you are, and I am, because of the way that you are chasing whitelist. If you were not investors, you would not ask me to get whitelists. You want to be there. Hence, I think that the name of the channel must reflect that. And I want projects that hear about the channel know that we are investors. I want them to come here thinking, hey, these people, first of all, there's a lot of people in VC. They're asking me very good questions, very smart questions. They're not questions that have been recycled. They went on Google and it's a silly question. They're actually here because they want to invest in my project. Guess what's going to happen? That person is going to tell their friends are going to tell their friends, and we're going to get more and more AMAs. We can ask more cash prize, and we share even more. It's a win-win for everybody. With that in mind, the channel will rename from tonight for me as Crypto Investors. So we will have a new logo. It won't be Pips Crypto Talks anymore, but Crypto Investors. Guys, each and every one of you is a crypto investor. You are not, part of a community of AMAs or anything like that. You are an investor. As such, you need to be recognized as such, and I think that name does that. So that's the big announcement. Of course, I'm still here, but in the future, we might be so busy that I might need other people to do AMAs. All of a sudden, it's not Pip talking anymore, we might have other people talking. So I really think that taking me out of the equation is the right thing to do for the channel. Of course, I'm always here because I'm the owner, and this is my daily thing. I love you all. I love talking to you. We share our life together here, and I really enjoy this very much. So with that in mind, guys, the channel will rename Crypto Investors. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here tonight. The class has been recorded. As soon as I've got it available, I will post it and pin it as well. See you tonight at 21 p.m. UTC for the Football Lovers Token AMA here, followed at 10 o'clock p.m. UTC on Pincel. There will be another AMA as well with even more cash prize. So yeah, I will set the countdown for that AMA. Thank you so much once again. Welcome everybody to Crypto Investors, and let's do this. Let's make this channel even more special than what it already is. Thank you everyone, guys and girls.